Uh-oh, guess what day it is? Guess what day it is?
All right. Good afternoon, everybody, on this Sunday. This is my Sunday morning model cars and coffee, hosted by Paul. Paul, appreciate you doing this. Enjoy doing this. I'm a little late on the 8 ball. It's not morning, it's afternoon, but there's my official coffee mug. Morning model cars. Okay, I don't have a real lot today. I've been working really hard on the bulldozer. It's taken shape. Um, there's a few tedious things to do on it. I'm making progress, good progress, I hope. The one thing I've been working on is, the inside of here, there's like 6 rollers, one at a time, and each half has got to go in there at the same time. And that was a little tricky. We got the one, I got to work on the other one yet, but that was pretty tricky to do. It kept falling out. You had to figure different ways, but I got it, so that worked out okay. Now I'm working on the tracks. There's 43 or 44 little tracks. This is the size of them. And they have to snap together for the tracks for the dozer. So I've been working on that. I got one done. I'm now working on the other one. In fact, I'm going to do that a little bit here. So yeah, other than that, I don't have too much going on. I haven't started the dump truck yet. That's probably, hopefully this week. I don't know. See what happens. But that's what I'm trying to get done. I'm just going to chat for a minute here and tip this phone down here, the camera, and do some of these tracks. I don't know how good you can see it, but you got to take each end, and they fit in. And the problem is they've got these little nubs on the end that you have to be careful not to break off when you're trying to snap it in. It's pretty weak and it bends, so it's kind of interesting to get it in, but once it's in, it seems to stay. So I got to do this for 43 of these. It's a little tedious, but hey, something that you got to do to get the model completed, I guess, right? And some of them go together fine, and then you can do it with your thumb or finger or whatever and push it down, and other ones just will not go in. I haven't found the secret except having a flat object and just kind of push it down so it locks in without bending. It's very tricky though. No, that one did not go yet. So yeah, that's it takes a little while, but once these are done, that should be the hardest part of this. And then I got to get it on the track thing, of course, but I think that's going to go okay. Just getting this. You can see it takes, a little patience and having the right tool to press it in there. Nope. Just afraid of bending it, because once you bend it, you're out of luck. I don't think you can fix it. But anyway, I'm not going to continue this now. It'd be too boring. But yeah, so that's what I'm working on. I'm going to try to keep this a little shorter. The last one was kind of long. Don't have much to talk about this on today. I will show you this one though. I did really get one together. I've got to paint this, which is interesting. And I'm going to do I wanted to make it like a well-used bulldozer. So I think I'm going to paint this with a red primer and then another different kind of steel color or something on them, and then I'll dirty them up when I mount them on there. That's the plan. So that's all coming to plan. Um, the other thing is I've been watching a few channels. I know I've mentioned them before. Good guys, fun to watch. I got a lot of Sunday. Right after this, I'm going to go watch the NASCAR race. I don't really have a certain driver I root for. I do have a driver that I like to see finish last, but I'm not going to get into that. There's reasons that I have. He's not a very well, I guess he's sort of popular, but I don't like him. There's a few things years ago. But I kind of like Denny Hamlin. I listen to his podcast, so he's interesting. Um, but, I like to see. Uh, I know there's somebody I can't. Boy, I'm sorry if I forgot your name, but I know you're a fan of Chase, uh, and you live in Dawsonville, which is really awesome. I should know your name. Um, but my memory is, I'm lucky I can hold anything in there sometimes. But anyway, so I'm going to root for Chase today, see how he does. Last week he had a little trouble, but he's due. He's overdue. So I'm rooting for him too. But I just enjoy the racing. I like to see a good race. I've always loved NASCAR. I'm not really any other sport, but NASCAR. Well, I do watch WNBA basketball because I like Caitlin Clark. I've seen her journey from college to pro, and I think she handles herself real well. The controversy is always there, but I think she's got her head on screwed on right. So, and my wife enjoys watching that with me too. So, we watched the game last night and they won, yay. Um, but today the NASCAR's on Prime, so after this I'm going to do that. While I'm watching the race, I watch a lot of videos on YouTube. So that's how I get kind of caught up. I can do a couple things at once at that, when I'm watching the race. So anyway, that's my plans for today. I'm gonna tinker here for a little bit. I got to get this loaded, and I'll post it probably within the hour. So it'll be on there. So keep liking, subscribing, and share. I appreciate it. Channel's doing good. I'm happy with it. I'd like to I think I'm gonna try to make a video. Once I get this bulldozer just about done, I'll make a video on that and talk about it and talk about what I worked on. Not on a Sunday or a Wednesday. I'll do it sometime during the week. So I'll keep everybody updated. Yeah, no, I do want to get started on the dump truck. I gotta say, my air gun techniques are getting better. Because I'm doing it a lot more for sure. I did buy the Gallery 39. That's a nice, really, really nice setup. I like it. I do have an older one that I bought, and it's a trigger, and I like the trigger a lot. In fact, I think I'm going to try to pick up the Gallery trigger spray gun. It just works easier for me than the button, but I'm getting used to leaving the air on, and not just letting go of the button. And the trigger makes it easier for me to do that. So I've got an older one that I've got a .05 needle in that I paint a lot of my primer stuff and the big stuff with, and the Gallery's got a .03, and I use that. I love the way that one works. So I still got a lot of painting to do on the dozer. I got the blade yet. I got the tracks I got to paint, and the things for the back, the trencher. So that's all got to be painted. So I'm going to be working on that. I'm going to get some red primer, so that way, if um, the tracks are already gray, but I think I ask ChatGPT a lot of questions, and they give some pretty good advice. So they suggest using a red primer on the tracks, and then paint it to silver or whatever. And I'm going to try to dry brush it and make it look used, like shiny. If you look at some pictures of old ones, some of the tops are shiny, and then the rest is dirt. Mine's going to be more dirt and oil leaks than rust. But I'll have some rust, hopefully. But the dirt part's what I want. I want dirt caked in the tracks and all over the panel, the operators where he sits. I want that all dirt. I want it to look like a working dozer, and I'm going to probably do The same thing with the dump truck. Make it look like a working dump truck. And I'm going to set a diorama up with that. I've got things in my head, so we'll see down the road. I know I'm not very fast, but um, you know, I did spend a lot of time up here yesterday. I was probably up here 2 or 3 hours yesterday. Uh, Today I'm just doing the video and just doing a couple things on the dozer, and then I'm going to go down and watch the race. So that'll be it for me today. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for the comments. When I ever ask a question, I get a lot of good replies, a lot of good ideas. Uh, so I appreciate that very much. So keep all that coming, and thanks for bearing with me. Thanks for anybody that's watching. Thank you for stopping to check it out. I appreciate that. I'm going to try to give you better content as I go. Uh, I can't teach you too much. I can show you things that have happened, what I did, and maybe if it would help anyone else. But I'm not, per se, a teacher. I'm not good enough at it to teach anybody how to do it. But I'm learning every day, and I'm really enjoying it. So, okay, listen. So, you know how it goes. Till next time, see ya.